Once upon a time, Nigerian rice could not compete favorably with foreign rice. Gone are those days. Today, rice planted and processed in Nigeria has as much acceptance as foreign varieties, if not more. This is because government and the private sector players have made a lot of investment in rice farming and processing in Nigeria. One of such investments made by the federal government is the 10 rice mills established across the agro-processing zones of the country. The Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Abubakar Kyari, recently had a tour of one of the rice mills and other agricultural technology centers in Suleja and Abuja. The tour by the minister and the role of these facilities in the agricultural value chain would be the focus of this episode of the program, Transforming Agriculture in Nigeria. I am your host, Gabriel Ojile. Happy New Year and welcome to our first episode for the year 2024. I'll be back after this time out with a full program. Stay tuned.
Every part of Nigeria has something to offer.
The program begins with news from the diary of the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security. In our lineup, federal government to commence massive support for rice farmers. Also, Nigeria to host D8 country ministerial meeting in 2024. Details of these and other news stories shortly. Keep watching. The federal government has planned a massive support for rice farmers for production of the crop this dry season. The Honorable Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Abubakar Kyari, disclosed this in an interview with journalists during a tour of Suleja Rice Mill, which is one of the 10 agro-processing zone projects of the ministry. The minister stated that the massive production of rice paddy is necessary to sustain the 200 metric ton capacity rice mill in Suleja and other mills across the country. Abubakar further revealed that the ministry will roll out the support in a couple of weeks from now and on a scale never before experienced. He then called on rice farmers to get ready for the intervention.
The sustainability of this project is production. Yeah. Once you produce paddy, this project will be alive. So I think that is one key that we need to make double our efforts. And we need to produce more, and I'm going to encourage all farmers. Let me use this even opportunity that all rice farmers should be ready. Within the next couple of weeks, we shall reach out to them and also lay out our program, both that of the NACs and that of the federal government. We'll have two projects coming in for the rice cultivation for dry season.
The Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security will host the 7th ministerial meeting of the Organization for Economic Cooperation, also known as D8. The D8 countries include Bangladesh, Egypt, Indonesia, Iran, Malaysia, Nigeria, Pakistan, and Turkey. The D8 was founded in 1997 to enhance economic and trade cooperation among member countries. Speaking during a courtesy call on the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, the Secretary General of the Organization for Economic Cooperation, Ambassador Isiaka Abdul Imam, stated that the organization has fostered cooperation among its member countries in the areas of trade, agriculture, marine and aviation transportation, energy, tourism and SMEs. Ambassador Isiaka added that the organization has made a lot of impact in the area of agriculture by establishing a D8 research center in Pakistan and also in the area of renewable energy and climate-smart agriculture. He then appealed to the minister to host the 7th ministerial meeting of the organization in Nigeria this year.
We are also now looking forward to hosting the 8th ministerial meeting of the Agricultural Cooperation. And I'm pleased to inform this gathering that Nigeria made a commitment at the last 47th Commission meeting. Commission meeting is our Executive Council meeting, which we held in Bangladesh. And Nigeria made a commitment at that meeting that Nigeria will host the 8th summit of ministerial meeting of agriculture, which means Nigeria will be hosting, the Honorable Minister will be hosting his colleagues from all the other 7 member states in Abuja.
Responding to the speech of the Secretary General, the Honorable Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Abubakar Kyari, stated that Nigeria will take advantage of the achievements of the organization in the area of climate-smart agriculture and other research programs of the D8 Research Center. Abubakar added that Nigeria will host the meeting. An invitation would be sent across when the date is fixed.
I would like to express our appreciation for this visit. We have spoken on telephone both with the Permanent Secretary of the Foreign Affairs, who attended the Bangladesh meeting in October, who had notified me since then that this was the commitment he had made, that we are going to host. And I said, well, you are at liberty to do that since it's for a worthy cause.
Why it is important that it's adjusted.
Farm Monitor Africa, an agricultural organization, recently presented a proposal for the application of Farm Monitor technology that will enhance data collection, extension, and ensure food security. The Chief Executive Officer of the organization, Daniel Uldemet Joseph, who presented the proposal to the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, stated that the application is capable of diagnosing diseases in the farm, weather prediction, advisory services, among others.
The yield predictor is, of course, of interest because we usually have to wait till the end of the season to know what a farm is yielding. But with tracking this system, tracking the things we're tracking at the field level, we can know the yield of the crop before the end of the season. So, for instance, we are expecting 4 tons of rice at the end of the season. But you know that rain didn't fall, there was drought, all those things happen. The system tracks all of that and uses that to, adjust its algorithm to tell you what yield to actually expect, meaning that we can have a situation room in the federal ministry here, where we can see across our locations what crops are doing well, which location is producing what crop the most, which states, which local government, and which, is it males or females, like all of those demographics. We can have a situation room, and not just a situation room, a command center to be able to administer agriculture from this office.
In his reaction, the Minister, Senator Abubakar Kyari, commended the use of technology to enhance agriculture and urged the developer to make the application user-friendly for farmers to easily adopt. The minister further states that relevant departments of the ministry would collaborate with the Farm Monitor Africa to assess the usefulness of the technology for possible adoption.
Make it as user-friendly as possible so that we can see how it can be applied to our scope and how we can achieve food security agenda of Mr. President.
It is a plus to the nation's economy that Nigeria has world-class rice mills to ensure the processing of quality Nigeria rice. A tour undertaken by the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security to one of the rice mills established by the federal government is our focus in our next segment, Record of the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security. Keep watching to see the amazing processing technologies installed in the rice mill.
Ensuring food security involves 3 major chains, namely production, processing and marketing of agricultural produce and products. The Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, in line with the drive of the federal government to ensure food security, has been working round the clock, not only to ensure crop production, but also for processing and value addition of the crops. One such crops the government is according high priority is rice. The federal government embarked on building of 10 large-scale rice mills across the country. They are located in Kwali Area Council of Federal Capital Territory, Suleja in Niger State, Kaduna, Kano, Jigawa, Adamawa, Bayelsa and Ekiti states, among others. The projects, upon completion, would be handed over to the private sector on a loan arrangement with a repayment plan of 15 years. The Honourable Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Abubakar Kyari, and his entourage embarked on an inspection tour of the rice mill in Suleja, Niger State on Thursday, 28 December 2023. This is the Suleja rice mill, built by the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security. The Director, Agribusiness and Market Development, Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security Engineer Adebiyi Michael Adegbero, welcomed the Minister and his entourage to the facility.
Also, we have the consultant of the project, which is UAB Limited. Where is the representative? He's also here, the consultant of the project. We also have the contractor that is handling all the construction of the 10-number projects. They have been very active. They have been very helpful. Even at the challenging time, when there was the fund ceased, he was able to raise funds to continue with the project till it was refunded again. So that's the MV Agro Limited. It's here, sir. To also be part of this store. We want to welcome everyone.
The ministry, through the Bank of Agriculture, is the sponsor of this project. The Managing Director of the Bank of Agriculture, Alwan Ali Hassan, while welcoming the minister and his entourage, also briefed the minister on the investment made on the project and the challenges.
We have commissioned one early this year. We hope to commission this one most likely in January, sir. That's our target. We had challenges with the funding, but I think we've overcome that one. The biggest challenge we have now is the issue of foreign exchange to pay for the balance on the LC. We have sent a letter to your office requesting and pleading with you to talk to the CBN if we can get an allocation in bulk, just about $5.something million that is outstanding. And that has come also with another cost overrun. The project was conceived with about 330 Naira to the dollar at the time it was started. Now, even at the official rate, it's about 850 Naira to the dollar, sir. So we will follow up and see that we get this sorted out. Thank you for the visit, sir. Thank you, sir.
This Suleja rice mill was built and equipped with state-of-the-art facilities for rice processing. The rice mill has the capacity to produce 200 metric tons of processed rice, which is equivalent to 7 fully loaded trailers. The Managing Director of MV Agro Engineers Nigeria Limited, Babadang Agundi, led the Honourable Minister of Agriculture and Food Security and his entourage on an inspection and pre-commissioning tour of the Suleja rice mill.
This is a 200 metric ton per day rice mill. And as my director and the BOA MD have said, I need not to go any further on the conception and other issues on the project. All I want to do is to take you around and also give a very brief of what this mill is all about and what it can do to help the nation, the farming community, and the general agricultural sector of the nation.
This rice mill has 3 major sections, which include intake section, parboiling section, and packaging section.
This is the intake for the factory. So all rice that will be processed will be put in here, and it goes through pre-cleaning.
The parboiling section is equipped with large water tank, big boilers, 2 standby generators, and a transformer for the entire milling activities.
We don't have too many broken rice because the actual paddy is hard. If you subject it to milling, it will break too much, and then you lose commercial value. So the purpose of parboiling is to soften it and to make it very favorable and very commercially viable for milling. So the essence of the parboiling is we soak the paddy for some hours, and then we dry it.
This is the milling section. It is well equipped with modern milling facilities, which include paddy separator, destoner machines, whitener, lens grader, 7 cameras for viewing the quality of rice, operation control room, among others.
After parboiling, the rice comes here. This is another cleaning unit, destoner, to try and remove stones and other particles that were otherwise not captured in the pre-cleaning.
The idea of having the world-class facilities in rice milling is to ensure high-quality Nigeria rice. This indeed has been achieved by this project.
I can say, and I can put my entire reputation that the rice we have produced out of these mills have been able to beat almost all the current rice in Nigeria. I stand to be corrected. We are getting premium price because we have better quality, the same and better quality for most of the rice, including imported. And I stand to be corrected, and I put my entire reputation at stake for this. So what we did, we ensured that in the design stage, we did not compromise the number of equipments that we need and also the quality.
The last section is the packaging section. The activities here wraps up the packaging process of the rice processed in this facility. In his closing remark after inspecting the Suleja mill, the minister applauded the staff of the ministry, the Bank of Agriculture, the private investor, and the project's managers for such a beautiful edifice that could make Nigeria rice meet local demand and compete favorably with other rice across the globe.
The beautiful edifice that I've seen here. This is a very commendable project, simply because, like all of us know, in the 8-point agenda of Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, number 1 is food security. And this is one of them, because what we always stress is not only production, but also processing. In the past, we know we always rely on imported rice. And what we have seen today is a rice fully grown in Nigeria and processed in Nigeria and can stand shoulder to shoulder to any imported rice. So we are very happy.
The minister added that the ministry would increase the production of rice, which will serve as raw material for the millers, and the mill would serve as off-taker of paddy rice that would be massively produced by farmers during the dry season and even the wet season.
We have our dry season rice production coming up very soon, and we intend to assiduously ramp up the production of rice like it has never been before in the history of this country. And it's comforting to know that we also have mills like this that will offtake the production and the cultivation when it's harvested.
The minister also assured Nigerians that the ministry will also intensify efforts to establish similar milling companies for processing and value addition of other crops.
We also look at it in such a way that for not only for rice production, for other staple foods too, because we want to enhance processing, because food quality and nutrition is very, very important and key to this administration.
In case you just tuned in, the program is Transforming Agriculture in Nigeria, and we have been showcasing the inspection tour by the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security to Suleja Rice Mill. Aside the rice mill, the minister also visited Nigeria Agricultural Technology Demonstration Center in Buhari Area Council, Abuja. The inspection to the center and what it represents will be the focus in our next segment.
The China Aid Agricultural Development Center has modern facilities such as tractors, processing machines, agricultural research and service center, agro-input and machinery exhibition center, small-scale agro-processing exhibition center, photovoltaic pump water-saving irrigation center, farmland demonstration center, dams, among others. The Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Abubakar Kyari, and his entourage inspected the facilities. The Managing Director of the Nigerian Agricultural Demonstration Center, Wang Jun, was the tour guide during the minister's visit. He showed the minister the research center where improved crop varieties are being developed, such as rice and sorghum, among others.
This is rice seed. Period of duration 114 days. Plant height and the genetic capacity. This is varieties. This is our white rice, sesame oil, and solar water pump.
Other areas visited within the center include the processing factory, where small-scale processing technology such as sesame oil extractors, oil tank, cassava slicer, flour mill, rice processing were displayed. Speaking in an interview with journalists after the tour, the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Abubakar Kyari, expressed satisfaction with what the center has done in agricultural seed development.
We have seen the kind of advancement that they have done, especially in seed production. We're quite impressed with the Gawa R1 rice that can produce up to 8 tons per hectare. So this is a very good development. And we're also made to understand that Gawa R1 variety is sought after by our farmers. So we're going to impress on them more to give us more of the seed, because right now for both types they have like 500 metric tons. We want much more than that, because this is what the president has directed me to do, that we must produce as much as possible rice for this dry season. Never that has been done before.
The minister was also happy with the small-scale processing equipment, which can be used by small-scale farmers to add value to their agricultural produce.
And I'm also happy to see some of your small equipment. The small equipment is good for the small farmers, especially those that are in clusters, so that they can afford the smaller ones instead of the big harvesters and what have you, and tillers. So they have this small handheld equipment, which is very suitable for small holder farmers. So we're quite impressed with what we have seen. It's like I said, it's a demonstration site. This is what, when you develop, you now take it to the larger field to see how effective it works. But what is very important and key is what we have discovered here is extension service is very important. Without extension, you mentioned that we'll maybe get an average of about 3 to 4 tons per hectare, but with proper extension, we get 8 tons per hectare. So I believe we're going to also ramp up the extension service, and we can also, in collaboration with you, advise us on how to achieve that 8 tons per hectare. Not standing in the sun talking.
With concerted effort by government to set up such establishment, Nigeria will be on the map of countries that are food secured. Jobs will be created and livelihoods in Nigeria and her economy will be improved. Thank you for watching, and once again, Happy New Year. I'm your regular host, Gabriel Ojile, urging you to always watch the program Transforming Agriculture in Nigeria as we continue to showcase the riches of Nigeria's agricultural sector and the efforts of government to maximize the potentials of the sector this year, 2024. Have a good night.